going on here?
Well, I'm trying to apologize to her, but as you can see...
Fuck your apology for real!
Hi! First of all, congratulations. This is truly one of my favorite movies of the year. And one thing I really love about it is how much talking there is, which I feel like sounds a little bit silly, but more and more I feel like we've seen directors sort of abandon that in favor of just visuals. And while the visuals in this movie are really gorgeous too, I'm curious what you find intriguing about Azazel's more dialogue-heavy approach to storytelling and character.
God, it feels like a gift. We're all very chatty women, and we also, I think we do really love the challenge of how he presented these characters from this page and a half dialogue that's on the page for Katie. And he's also explaining to us within the script that we're not going to be seeing anything that she is who she on the other side of the camera. We're only going to be looking at her against a blank wall, and she's going to be. And then you create these ideas of people so quickly within the first few pages that Katie is trying to control things. Christina is overly sensitive, like she always is. And Rachel doesn't care and would rather like take a walk and smoke some weed. And so we all have these judgments immediately. And then that becomes complicated throughout. And the language becomes more overlapping and complicated. And the shots we start to take over each other's frames. And that story is told all within the page. And it was delicious to get to participate in that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, really challenging.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just such a joy to watch as well as act, apparently. And Elizabeth and Carrie, your characters' relationships with their own daughters happen entirely off screen and through these phone calls that we only hear one side of. Can you talk about sort of the acting challenges and the sort of unique prep work that I'm sure probably goes into something like that?
I hate phone calls. I hate phone calls. I hate doing them. I have to do them in every job, it seems like. And I actually got to reshoot one of those because something with the light, which I was grateful for. But it's hard. I think phone calls are really hard. And I will say to all the filmmakers watching, and I asked Aza for this also, to write the other side of the phone call. There's no reason for me to make up the other side of the phone call. Just write it. You know what the other person is saying. So just tell me what the other person is saying.
I will say a great gift of moving behind the scenes and becoming like a writer person is figuring out what is inside those ellipses.
Yeah,
like once upon a time, I used to think that some magical third party actually knew the answer.
Yeah.
But then I would discover, oh no, we just kind of ran out of time in the writer's room. So it's
helpful.
true that somebody should be writing the other side.
And I genuinely don't know what to say next. Yeah. Like I'll memorize my lines backwards and forwards. But I need someone to say something to me.
I don't fuck with ellipses.
That's what I say.
I don't fuck with ellipses.
Yeah.
It's like, Chris Walken crosses out all of his punctuation.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm like, I don't like this game.
No.
What's the end of the sentence, pal?
Right. Just say it. Just write it.
Anything else?
Yeah, that's so fair. I don't even like phone calls in real life, so I can't imagine having to go through
First of all, text it.
Yeah, text it.
Yeah, we hate to see it. So Divine Joy Randolph famously said her most difficult co-star in The Holdovers was the fake cigarettes that she had to constantly be smoking. Natasha, I'm wondering if you feel similarly about this movie with the amount of pot scenes that you had to be
Listen,
doing.
I love Divine. I've worked with her actually as a director on High Fidelity. And, it's just, somebody like me is very seasoned in smoking. And, Divine's of a better ingenue. I am a very elderly old man. And so for me, the smoking is so organic. It's almost a challenge not to do it. Sometimes I see in scenes where I'm not smoking, that I'm just holding myself here for no apparent reason, and I'm not giving a peace sign. I do hate smoking fake. I've now quit smoking, but I hate smoking fake cigarettes. They have a honeysuckle quality to them that is literally like if somebody came up with the most disgusting non-cigarette thing you could ever do. But it's an interesting... it's a terrible thing for your health. So I always worry about the kids, but it's cinematically, there's a punctuation to it because it does sort of say, hey, I needed to take a piece of private time. I needed a breath or something. And I guess as somebody who plays so many smokers, I, on this one, really sort of asked myself the question of like, what is behind the self-destruction of the cigarette where other people in this world seem to be able to take a breath, what distinguishes those personality types, and really try to sort of drop that kind of, Lou Reed smokes a cigarette in favor of like somebody who deeply needed some space from this claustrophobic family situation. So, there's a lot of different ways to smoke. I'll call Divine later and go through this with her. But yeah.
I love that. Thank you guys so much.
Sure.
It was such a pleasure talking to you, and I'm just really excited for people to see the movie.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.